Hi, Susan.
Carol, who is a mysterious iPhone?
Oh, I have no idea. We'll have to ask. Hi, who's on the iPhone?
Noah always says iPhone when he zooms. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah. Hello?
so Carol, I know one at least one of the students that zoomed earlier in the week, Monday or whenever, is on campus. Was she the only one, or are there other students on campus that are in the class? Do you know?
No, I don't know. They seem to be everywhere.
Yeah, I was curious, like why in particular she was on campus. Just maybe she lives so far away, or she seems to be involved with athletics. Are they there doing
Oh, yes.
practicing
Oh,
or?
yeah, she did say that. Yeah,
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 okay.
yeah. How's Mark?
Mark is fine. How are you?
I'm okay. Today was not a good day. I took
Yeah,
that.
because I mean, I understand from other people that, you can drag on for a long time afterwards recovering. It's just,
Well,
oh,
I got the vaccine yesterday. I was
oh,
fine until
uh-huh.
this morning.
Oh. Yeah,
And
Mark
now,
got his first. We have read that the second one can be deadlier than the first,
right.
but
Well, this first one is, I don't know that's what it is, but I've got a temperature and I said, okay,
uh-huh.
I'm gonna go get tested again. Jeez.
Oh. Yeah, it could just be the
It could just be the
shot.
vaccine, yeah.
Yeah.
But most people say they don't have any reaction to the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mark didn't think he had any. He really wasn't. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't seem to. Yeah, I
Yeah.
still haven't gotten. I haven't. I haven't even tried for the last few days. I'm on the Delaware list. When I get the email from VAMS, is that
Oh,
what
you're
you
on
got?
the,
An email, or did you like keep trying Walgreens? Like, how did you get yours?
well, one of my friends who's in Kennett Square, she was in touch with the Chester County Hospital, and they're trying to increase the number of blacks getting the vaccine.
Oh. So you went to Pennsylvania. Well,
Right.
you're a Pennsylvania resident.
I
Are you
am.
really?
I am.
No,
Right.
right. Right.
And for that reason, Joe did not go.
Oh. Yeah,
So,
tell me, did he also have it? Because it wasn't clear to
yes,
me.
he did. He
I
did.
figured he must have. I mean, I figured if you had it, he must have had it
Right.
too.
But his
But
was mild.
uh-huh.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hello?
Bill. Hi, Bill.
Well,
Hi there. I'm driving, so I'm on my iPhone until I get home in about 5 minutes. So I'm still on, though, okay?
Okay, so you were the iPhone.
Yeah, I'm the one with the iPhone
Okay.
with the funny shaped head.
All
But
right.
I'll get to the house in about 5 minutes and get on. I kind of lost some time out here on the road. All right?
Right. No problem. Be careful.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to go back to mute, okay?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hello, Shania.
hi, Shania.
Hi.
Mhm.
So we got 10 people from Chester County.
Mhm.
We went together as a group.
Oh.
But they're doing it as a church. So maybe your synagogue, maybe,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, maybe do it that way. But I guess you would go through Christiana Care.
Well, I signed up with them. I signed up
Yeah,
with Walgreens. I tried to
yeah,
sign up with Giant. I mean,
right.
but I am signed on with the Delaware. So
Mm-hmm.
eventually, I mean, I know, Mark got the email first because he's older, so he was
Right,
in the older age group. But
right,
um,
right. So,
and I
uh,
mean, for a while I was like kept going back to the Walgreens site, and like sometimes you can get on, sometimes you
right.
can't get on, and then you get on, and there's no appointment. So I said, heck with it, I'll just wait.
Yeah,
Maybe by the time I get mine, it'll be the Johnson and Johnson, and I'll just have one shot.
right, right. Yeah. You didn't get COVID, did you?
No, neither of us did.
Good.
Thank God. I mean, I have really been sheltering in place. I don't even
Great,
do shopping. I
great.
mean, occasionally I have
Yeah,
gone to the store if I was out in the car. But see, one problem is we're down to one car now, and Mark has been going into Pennsylvania every day because we're converting our office building into a house to rent because nobody wants office space in
yeah,
Chester County. It's just, it's sat vacant for so long. And we said, hey, if we convert it to a house, it's the Unionville School
yeah.
District. Surely we
Maryland.
can rent it out.
Hello?
Carol, did you send a link for the meeting or am I supposed to do that?
No, I sent it.
Okay, so I'm not getting,
You're not getting them? You should.
well, it says that you have another, mine says, are you on right now with
Yeah,
everybody?
yeah. Susan's on, Bill Wiggins and Shania's on.
Okay, that's interesting because I got on the link that I thought it was and it said you have another meeting.
Oh, that's weird when I've had that happen with other meetings. Maybe it was the old link you went to. or
Yeah, this is not the same as
I
the
don't
Monday
understand
link.
them. I've had that happen though.
Not the same. When did you send that? When did you send that email?
Tuesday. I'm trying now to, I'm going to copy it and let me send an email to you.
That would be helpful.
Yeah. If
Sorry
I
about
could
that.
find Outlook in here somewhere.
Okay, Tuesday.
Oh, for God's sake, where is it? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, I just looked in my email and it was from yesterday. I saw
Hold on,
something.
I can find it. This
Hi, is that Anissa? Is that how you
Tuesday,
say your name?
Gordon,
Yes, my name is Anissa. Hello.
Hi,
Carol.
and you're
Huh?
sitting very still.
Found it?
I think
That's
I
just
have a
isn't it?
link.
I have one of those.
Let's see. All right, I'll try this one. I'll try this one.
Okay, but
I'll
I
try
am
this
sending
one.
you the link.
Okay, no, it's not. Oh, yes, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll try. Okay, thank you.
sure.
I love your background, Carol. It makes me think of summer.
I
Green.
know.
No snow.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh. Mm. Hi, Anissa, and hi, Robert,
Hello, how are you?
and Mia. Great. Well, thanks for sending that guide, Susan. I really could not find mine, so I was happy you sent it.
Oh, yeah, sure. And if there's some way, I mean, is there like I think Marilyn said there's a,
She's
well,
trying to get a
blackboard.
yeah,
There's what did she call it? Canvas or something? I don't know. She gave it some kind of a name where she
Right.
could post things.
right.
But isn't the journal wonderful?
I love it.
Ah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Wow, but it's so long. Every time I think I'm near the bottom, I'm looking like, oh no, you've hardly begun, Carol. I said, oh, good Lord. But it's wonderful.
Yeah.
How long was he there? Just a
That's
year?
1 year. Just
1
1 year. It was between he was a seminary student in New York. I think it was sort of between that and maybe
Mhm.
going back and getting another degree. I think he just took the job for a year, and boy, was it a year. I mean,
Wow.
a year. Think
Well, it
about
was.
67, 68.
Wow.
Uh,
Because I graduated 67.
yeah, well, I left campus in 67 because that's when I graduated from high school. So I was not on campus that year.
Right,
I missed
right.
that whole thing. So reading that was like an eye opener to me because I guess my parents didn't really talk about it much.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, good. Everybody's coming on. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe I thought I should go over the syllabus first, and then that way the playing field will be clear for.
Sure,
And
sure.
and then we can just devote. Otherwise, there might be some champing at the bit at the end. We don't want that to happen.
Right, right, right.
Susan, you're going to share the screen, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let me see. Can I share? Yeah, I can share screen. Yep. Yeah. Tell me, I mean, I can go ahead and start if we think we're.
No, she's going to do the syllabus first.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
I think.
cover that for a few minutes and then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fine.
Hey, Pablo.
Hey, hell.
Well-
Pablo is right.
Hell. Hi, Tamara.
Let me see, Carol.
Yeah.
Just had a nice conversation with Lisa Johnson, who was the alumni director in the
Yes.
mid-90s.
Yes.
But you have Thelma Hill's contact information.
Let me see, Pablo, because
Yeah,
I'm not
I don't need it
sure.
right now, but if you do, you could, yeah,
Bruce Benson said he has it, so let me
huh?
see. Bruce Benson says he has it.
Well, they would just email it to me.
Yeah, I don't know if I do, but let me see.
All right. Well,
'Cause I haven't seen her in ages.
well,
You know how it is.
she was the longtime president of the association.
Was she?
Yeah, most of the 80s and 90s.
Get out of here.
Well, Bruce, no, Bruce, what do you know?
Wow. Selma Hill.
Oh, my man. Oh, let me go with my hat and do something about my hair.
Hey, Bill,
No, I sure don't have it. Yeah, Bill's driving.
oh, he's driving. Okay.
Yeah, he said he was gonna be home in a minute and then he would connect.
Okay, he won't. Who's the track star? The Lincoln track star. Is that tomorrow?
Oh, Nazira.
Oh, she's not on. She's not on, huh?
I don't know if she's on. I don't see her.
Hi, Kaya.
Hello.
Miss Carol,
How are you feeling today?
I feel really good. How are you feeling?
Terrible.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know, I got the vaccine yesterday,
hmm
and everybody says you don't have any reaction to the first one, but I sure am.
Yeah, I know a few people that I know that got it. Some
Yeah.
reported like pain where they got the
Yeah.
shot.
I couldn't do anything but sleep today, and I'm not a sleeper.
Mhm.
So hopefully I won't go to sleep here at this console.
We can wake you up.
Yeah, okay. Rob, how's your daughter doing? The one that's in politics? Well, working for somebody in politics, or is she still doing that?
No, she's no longer involved with political work.
Oh, okay.
But she spent time working for politicians, elected officials in both the House and the Senate.
I know.
So she spent a lot of time in the Capitol building.
Wow.
Yeah. So yes. Fortunately, she wasn't there. She's been long gone from DC.
Oh, okay.
But she's working in philanthropy now.
She's where?
Philanthropy.
I still didn't understand what you said.
Philanthropy as in foundations.
Oh, okay. In Minnesota?
Giving money away.
Yeah, that's wonderful. We have to find out, get her contact information.
Well, I've just started Zooming. Can we talk later? Or?
Is she in Minnesota?
She is in St. Paul.
That's good.
Shania Dubose.
Hello, Kaya Punter. How are you?
I'm great, and you?
Okay. Hanging in.
Barbara. Bill Williams, and Suburbanization Outerbridge. Okay, so we're missing Abigail, we're missing Taylor, we're missing Nazira. 3 people. Oh,
Well, we have to do something about Taylor because she says she can't come on Thursdays, and that's horrible.
that's
Oh.
bad.
Well, you are recording it, right? Can she watch the recording? Can you send her
Yeah.
the link to the
Yeah,
recording?
I will send it to her.
And Nazira, Abigail has been not here also.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at 10 after, we might want to start.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
You have to enable me to share.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
I'll make you co-host.
Okay. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we're going to share it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pull up my syllabus. And it is, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, welcome everybody. This is a promise document. It's a work in progress, but I wanted to share with you the status, how far we've gotten. It will be sent out to everybody in the class, including mentors and students. And we were just waiting for a few additional details before we finalized it. but it does give the course description, and I'm going to read the course description so that if you don't like it or you want to make any changes, you can. This course responds to an invitation from Carol Black Esquire, historian of the Alumni Association, to engage students in a research project which will result in a manuscript documenting the history of the LU Alumni Association. Participating students will be paired with Lincoln alumni whose area of expertise matches that of the student major. They will engage in primary research and write documented biosketches of LU alumni who have advanced the Lincoln legacy through careers of public service. The student-mentor relationship will provide students with the opportunity to work closely with a seasoned professional who will guide the research process as well as promote student career goals. Enrichment opportunities will be scheduled throughout the semester. Now, that was written, that's just a compilation of ideas. I'll tighten it up, make it as clean as possible. And I think that captures the essence of what we're doing. Comments or questions or comments?
Yeah, I think you might, Bill Wiggins here, still setting
Yeah.
up the computer, but I think you might want to say being mentees mentored, I don't remember the exact verbiage, by Lincoln University alumni and others.
Mhm.
I'm an other, I'm an adopted
Right.
lion.
Adopted and friend, Lincoln
And
alumni
friends.
and friends.
Right.
Yes, that would be good. That would
Mhm.
make it
Thank you.
fully accurate. Thank you.
Is there an adjective that we can get from lion? What's the adjective? A lionic friend?
I can't think of any.
All right, so for text, each student will develop in partnership with his or her mentor a reading list of primary and secondary materials, which are foundational in understanding the life of the alumni under consideration. Resources will be available through the library and a resource page on Canvas. Now, I just spent the last hour with Brenda Snyder, it was very helpful. And what we concluded was this: Canvas is accessible to all students, and I will put on Canvas the syllabus and resources as they develop. Now, the issue of
Sorry.
that's okay. Resource availability.
No, I can't, me and Kathy can't get in.
I'll send you the link then.
It's not the same link you changed?
No, the Thursday link is different from the Monday link. I sent it out on
All right.
Tuesday. Look for Tuesday's mail.
Sent it out on Tuesday. Let me see.
Mhm.
Tuesday, let me go.
Carol, if you turn your audio off, I can just keep going, unless you want me to wait.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
That's okay. So,
Oh, are you still taking suggestions, Marilyn?
sure.
On mute, probably.
This is a course description, right? That'll appear in the catalog somewhere one day?
No, this is a new course. This is under special topics.
Okay. My only comment is that Carol, as much as we love her, is acting on behalf of the Alumni Association of Lincoln University. I would much the course responds to an invitation from the Alumni Association of Lincoln University.
All right. So get rid of Carol's name.
Get rid of, but yeah, I think if it's a general document for the public, the Alumni Association of Lincoln University, because again, she's acting on behalf of the Alumni Association
Okay. That's
University.
okay. Carol? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Incorporated.
So I'll just keep moving here. Now this rest of this document is a lot of material that is required of the university. I think it's a lot of verbiage here. I tried to tighten it up, but you might want to read it over. It's taken from the catalog. It's required. We have to link it with CSLOs, which are courses, PSLOs, programs, and ILOs. But what I think is important here is, number one, a reading list. This is what we expect out of the course. Every student will have a reading list. So they come out of the course saying, I have read this, 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 and this. I have read Ella Forbes's Short History of the University. I have read chapter 1 of Gooch's book on Liberia. And whatever you think is relevant and helpful to the student, invite them to read it. we don't want to impose irrelevant material just because they have to do it. We want to give them material that will help them to understand the background of the university and whatever is relevant to what they're doing. And that's where the mentors are so helpful, because you know this material. Now we can propose a reading list, and I think, Harold, in something we've already given out, there was a list of books there. I forgot which document it was on. Carol, are you back onto listening here?
No.
Doesn't look like it.
Okay. Well, anyway, so we can explore this further. Number 2, and so we're asking that each student produce 2 bio sketches. And I just put 5 to 1,000 words. It can be more, it could be less. Maybe the person doesn't done much, but I think 500, what I'm on is 250 words per page of typed double space. That's the general rule. So you don't want anything under 2 pages, I wouldn't think. Okay, and then the third one, I put in the syllabus on the last 2 days of class, an opportunity for students to share what they've done. So we're going to be sharing, students are going to be sharing their work twice during the semester. And by the way, nothing is written in stone. We can change this around.
Okay, wait a minute now, you kind of lost me. We're core student learning outcomes number 3. Is that where you're at?
Yeah. So this is the most relevant thing. What do we want from students? We want to have a reading list. They've said, I've read this, that, and the other. Number 2 articles, which can be publishable. And the vetting process will be all of us. They're going to be sharing with each other. You're going to be reading this thing. You want it to be good. And I'll probably be putting my 2 cents worth in also, in terms of, and I can do that at any point. It doesn't have to be just at the end. It can be, and students can use the writing center. So the goal is to show off what they can do, and also to produce the book. All right, and then the third one is they're going to be presenting to the class the results of their research project and relevant presentation apps. So if they want to present their article in terms of a PowerPoint, they can do
Come
that.
on.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I have a question, and that is about the materials, the books. Are these available? How are they available to students? Do they have to order them through Amazon, through interlibrary? Like how do they actually get them to read?
they're going to be uploaded on Canvas the way it is for freshman year experience. There's a lot of good.
Oh, good. Okay, so whole books will be excellent.
Yeah, there, and also I can upload videos on the legacy video that we did, lots of background. I mean, students are supposed to be already familiar with some of the history of the university, but probably it's easily forgotten. The last 2 years of the FYE course has required a unit on the Lincoln legacy, on the history. So what we did was we uploaded on Moodle and now Canvas Ella Forbes's article, an article by Gooch, some primary materials. But I'm expecting other, hopefully we'll develop quite a reading list among us. And it can, as I said, it can go up on Moodle. Now, what I didn't tell you is that we spent an hour trying to get it on Google Docs and we were not successful, but I won't give up until we've got that under control.
Will these materials be available to the mentors as well?
Yes, that's what we're working on now. That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Canvas is available to students, but I think it's going to be through a Google Docs. Now, students used Google Docs very successfully. So what I plan to do after we get through our class is go to one of my students and say, how do you do this? And because I want to do it and put everybody's name on it. So that it shouldn't be too hard to do that. It just was, we weren't successful when I talked to Brenda. Brenda's our technology person. She's the one who tutors us on technology issues. Now, the program's learning outcomes has to do with what the English department expects. So I excerpted 2 of them out of 6 and just emphasized the writing. So write college level assignments, get rid of that extra word, using standard academic English, following the MLA conventions for presenting research. And I know that we talked about the University of Chicago, which is lovely, and it's history. This is coming out of the English department. So I'm thinking right now that the MLA would be appropriate for this publication. If anybody wants to disagree, you're welcome to do that. I know.
No, that's what I had suggested before. I mentioned that for historian, but I said perhaps I think you probably use the MLA. So I was with you from the beginning.
I have a question about the MLA format.
That's really nice. Part of the reason for doing this is I know MLA, but I'm also a Chicago grad, so I was a little told myself. Okay, so I'm sorry, did somebody else want to say, Kathy, did you want to say something?
I had a question, Kaya. When we write in MLA format, are we also putting our mentor's name on the paper, or just you or Miss Carol, whose name specifically will be on the paper?
Well, Kaya, that depends on how much ownership you are able to develop. And we would really like this to be your article. But all mentors will have a very solid page either at the end, or we might decide to say so-and-so with so-and-so, depending on how it works out for you. I'm not sure. These are some of the issues that we're going to have to think about. Certainly mentors will be prominently displayed in the book, obviously, because that's part of the excitement of this course. But by the same token, you deserve credit for your work. So Bill, you can weigh in on this too. This is a new project. I hadn't thought about that. It's a great question, Kaya. Can we come back to that?
Yes.
Yeah, no. I definitely want to encourage you to see this as your work. Okay, so the second one is locate and give examples of appropriate secondary sources on literary topics using library secondary sources. So this is basically the documentation process, footnoting and works cited page. Locate and give examples of appropriate secondary sources. That's the research. Using library and web-based resources, comprehend and evaluate content, properly integrate relevant passages into the students' papers and theses. That's just basically find the sources, use them, write your paper. And then the ILOs are the institutional learning objectives. And I picked two of them, and I'll tell you why I picked these two. Number one is ILO number 2 is what's being assessed university-wide on the general ed level. So this is the big talk of the town now at the university as it regards assessment. And to make a long story short, it's about using technology and learning how to use the library. That's what this is about. There's a lot of words here, but I just want to make it simple in saying that students are using Zoom right now. That's very good. They're going to have to use technology to access information, and they're going to have to assess information and decide what they should use and should they use Wikipedia or not and things like that. So it's a matter of accessing and using technology responsibly and information. And the second one is the Lincoln Legacy, which I think obviously is the most important. It's not well, it is the focus, the thematic focus of this initiative. Lincoln Legacy represents the intention of the university to highlight the institution's rich historical developments, alumni achievements, and the role of people of African descent on their ongoing global impact. And so basically, this is an initiative that promotes the legacy. Now, I don't want to take up too much time here because this is Susan's day to talk to us. But what I did was I just threw out some ideas here. I think everybody should be given credit for coming. Everybody's written a personal statement, very nice, and did a beautiful job, most of you. Sketches, SK. And we've asked you to do 3 introductory bio sketches for Monday. That's, what did I give that, 10 points, 3 points each. The reading list, I think, is important, 20 points, and the bio sketches, the 2 of them, 25 points each. If you come up with the first draft, you get credit. You need the final draft that's perfected. That's a total of 100 points. This grading scale is university document, this basic university stuff, but this is the document that we've all been waiting for. And so what it has is up to week 16 final exams. I did not include a final exam on this exercise, but what I did try to do was point out that on Mondays, we have MM is meeting with your mentor. So we have, oh shoot, this should be a Thursday. What am I doing, W? This should be a Thursday. And R, I guess it's R, isn't it, for Thursday? It took me a long time to figure out why R was for Thursday, but I got it. Okay, so that Monday is our meeting and Thursday is our regular meeting. On the first 3 weeks, I guess we are meeting together now in the second week, but beginning week 4, we'll be meeting with the mentors, and that is on your own schedule. And so what I suggested on the R's, I've suggested things meeting on Thursday. This is today. Susan Pevar, thankfully, will be talking about the online research and digital materials. The reason it's TBD is because we haven't heard back from Philip Merrill. We'd like him to talk about our artifacts as a valid resource for information. This one here, I thought we should report successes and challenges. It's always good to say what's going well, what's not going well. And so we can talk about and have a forum. And then there are some issues that we do need to talk about, and I'll probably do that. But I think most important is the student sharing of information. Spring break, meeting with mentors to be announced, meeting with mentors. I'll do this thing on the style sheet, the MLA. And then on week 8, we thought that the bio sketch should be due, the draft bio sketch, and then the final bio sketch. And the reason for that is, oh yes, on Monday, we were going to do a draft of it, and I wanted to do a workshop so that we can review, have students look at each other and make comments on it. That's a pretty brave thing to do, but I thought it might be a good thing. And then have the bio sketch due on week 8, which is our midterm week, I believe. And then the rest of it has to be filled in. But this is as far as I got today. Week 15 student presentations. The rest of this is boilerplate. It's on every syllabus. I have also edited it.
So Dr. Button, these bio sketches, are they an ongoing thing? Because like I thought, I was under the impression from Monday's class that the bio sketches would be due today.
Who are we talking to? Is this Deja?
It's Deja.
Deja. Yes, I'm glad we need to clarify that. Those first 3, everybody gets the first 3 because we want to have a scope of the entire project. So what you're doing is just a paragraph. This is not an article that you're writing. You're doing preliminary research, and you may or may not want to stick with those 3 people. So the short bio sketches are different from the larger article. And I guess that's a good point. This should be should we call it a bio article? Bio article?
Or essay, one or the other.
Biographical essay. Thank you. That's an excellent distinction. And I was a little confused about that at first myself, but I'm not anymore. Does that clarify it for you?
Yes.
I have to confess, I was the one I loaded up Sister Outerbridge real good. She knows it.
Good, excellent. Well, for Monday, you are doing your bio sketch, and that's what it is. When we hear after you talk about your 3 people, we should say, oh, great. Isn't that wonderful? What an exciting topic. I want to do that one. And for Deja, you may decide that the 3 that you're looking at are people you really want to pursue, or you may not. You may decide.
Well, in my case, Kaya, she kind of already decided who she wanted to do. And I know you gave us 3. And I was wondering, because I said, is this, so the purpose of that 3 was just to introduce them to people. I guess that was the purpose of that, right? But not, am I correct?
Right.
Okay.
That is correct. And hopefully we want people wanting to do the same person.
Okay.
And I do want to compliment Deja because her bio sketches are done. And she submitted them today. Good job, Bill.
I'm sorry, Sister Outerbridge. I laid it on you. But she dug right in. We had a good conversation. So she's the expert already on at least 3 of those people.
That's great.
Oh, she doesn't have the name Deja for nothing.
It's not deja vu. I'm sorry. That was cold.
Right, right.
And what were the three? Who were the three?
Go ahead, Sister Outerbridge.
Oh, I had let me look. Adrian Roan, Gilbert Scott Heron, and Ambassador Horace Dawson.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear about those people.
And I'll confess here, I even gave her personal, Sister Adrienne Roan's personal phone number and email, and her
Great.
husband's too. So we're good.
Great, great. You may want to interview her.
Yes, and interviews are a wonderful source of information. And if you decide to polish that up and make it your article, you will put the interview with the date and probably the location in your writing. And I'll show you how to do that.
I have
Okay.
two questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is, so how will the assignment of the candidates or the alumni be made? How will they be assigned to each of the students?
Well,
So-
I was Carol would kind of oversee that, but that question that did occur to me last time, my inclination is that we're just going to have to negotiate that and hope that it all falls together. In other words, if your student has already selected the person, then we need to know about it, and we'll keep a master list and make sure there are no duplications. So please send an email to Carol with a copy to me when your mentor, when the student, or students, you can do this too, have decided who you would like to do, and we'll just make a distribution as fairly as possible.
Well, what if there are some very popular individuals in this list, and there's several students who want to select the same.
From him, and I said, "How?"
Well, and my first response to that was, and I don't have the final answer necessarily, but the first person who decides and lets us know is the person who gets to do it. I mean, there are other ways to look at that. I mean, there may be, if maybe 2 students want to do it, the better choice might be according to their knowledge base. But I'm inclined to say first come, first served.
Okay. Or could we ask people to maybe identify their first, second, and third choices, and that way they can get someone that they're interested in?
That's a suggestion. Thank you.
And we can see which alumni are getting what interest and
Yeah. So students, when you figure out what you would like to do and the preference, please email your preferences and talk it over with your mentor, and then send in your requests and list them by order of preference. That's exactly right. And by Monday, hopefully we'll have well, maybe you'll know by Monday, or maybe you won't know by Monday. So it doesn't matter. Every alumni is going to be exciting to research. So if you don't know who you want, that's okay. It's okay. But after Monday, by the end of the class on Monday, we should have the assignments pretty well nailed.
And then are we presenting in class on Monday?
Yes.
Okay. And then a follow-up question to that is, are we choosing 3 people for the bio sketches, or are we just choosing one and focusing in on that one?
You've been assigned 3, and we did that at the end of class on Thursday.
No, I mean like the longer bio sketch that we're doing like over the semester.
The bio article?
Yeah, the bio article.
Yeah, the essay, biographical.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was what we were just discussing. So as I understand it, each student will identify 3 preferable alumni, or 3 alumni they would prefer to write about. and submit those in order of preference, 1, 2, 3. And then I imagine Carol or maybe Dr. Button will assign the students based on first, second, or third choice, given the number of candidates that could be assigned.
Yes. Now, we did say from the get-go that 2 were required.
2. Okay,
If you send
that's reasonable. 2.
in case there is duplication. I mean, you can write, students can write as many as they like. You might get really excited about this and want more than 2.
But at the same time, you don't necessarily want multiple articles on the same person
We don't.
and leave some others uncovered.
You're right. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Good.
This is Love Dorsey.
Yes.
Evening.
Hi.
Of alums from my grade that was at Lincoln in 1899 and 1930 something, and some other people I know. If I asked them to do a bio sketch and just submit their name that they were the person to give this information, can I just submit that to you?
Sure. Sure. Yeah, why don't you bring it on Monday and then read it, and then we'll know who that is.
I'm still waiting for them.
Sure. I mean, the whole purpose on Monday is to take a look at the playing field.
Right.
Yeah. And then the result of seeing the playing field, we can narrow in and people can decide exactly how they want to focus.
Okay, great.
We want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, my second question had to do with the reading list. So is the idea for students and mentors to generate a reading list, or is that something there's going to be a basic set of readings? I think you mentioned some readings that will be available to students. I'm not quite clear what the reading list component consists of.
That is a work in progress. And what I propose is that, well, we have listed some books, but the resources that we can list online for students, I think I'd like to answer that question on Monday. I'm certainly going to make some suggestions, but my thought was that you will also know materials that I am not familiar with. I mean, I'm not an expert on the field. I mean, I have taught FYE and I know a lot about the university, but there's so many things written in different books that I hope that you can contribute to it. The answer is, if you and your mentor want to come up with the list yourself, that's fine. But we will be making recommendations and they will be posted on the students' Canvas, and you will know about it probably by Monday, hopefully.
Okay.
So related to that question and also to what I asked before, if a student and or mentor goes on to the Lincoln online catalog and finds books, because I know, for example, there's a wonderful book about William Fontaine. There's books about Horace Mann Bond. I guess he's not on the list, but I know there are books about Kwame Nkrumah. But the question is, if they go and they find books, is there going to be time? Is Lincoln going to be able to scan them for them? I mean, that's what it sounded like you were saying, but I
They're already scanned. My understanding was that books can be taken out of the library, and I could be wrong on that. That was last semester they could. But the other thing here is that developing a reading list related to the alumni and the university's history is a job that needs to be done. And if this group can come up with a comprehensive list, it will be an invaluable service to the FYE project. Now, I worked with FYE a year ago to begin this process of helping students to learn the legacy of the university, but we didn't really get far enough. So I think what I'm saying here is that there are some shorter materials that students were asked to read. For example, the first chapter of Gooch's book by Divine Providence, Ella Forbes's Short History of the University. I don't know if Bond's introductory chapters or any of his chapters, certainly not the whole book, is posted. But there were other things like videos on the university, some alumni interviews, one on the campus legacy walk. So there are materials that were posted. those two documents are the ones I remember most because those are the ones I required as readings. But there were others, and we can add to that.
Yeah, I mean, my question was really about specific biographies because the student assignments are to do specific people. And so, I mean, while Ella Forbes's book, that's great, but it's not going to tell anybody anything about,
Right.
you know, Fontaine or Bond or Nkrumah.
Well,
Well, it might mention some of them, but
so the question is, can library books be taken out? That's the question.
well, that was what I asked before. I mean, okay, if they can be taken out, how do students who are not on campus, I don't know how it's I mean, because I'm not affiliated with the campus anymore. So do they go to their local library and request it through interlibrary loan? I mean, just how do they do it? Or does the university mail it to them? Like, I don't know how it works. So I just don't know what's practical.
So that's a good question. And during COVID, as you know, there's all sorts of
Right.
imaginative ways to address that. Now, the first thing on week 6, some of our students will be back on campus. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is if there are books that you have, for example, I don't know the complete answer to that, but I know that.
Yeah. I'm really thinking of library books. And I think a first good step, whether or not the student actually was able to get the book, would be for them to look on the online catalog and make a bibliography of any books about about their person, if they find it. I mean, I'm sure there are many people that aren't going to have books about them, but there are some that do. And that's certainly a good thing to know. And then if they have a way to get a hold of the book, that's even better. But just to know that the book's there is a valuable step, I think.
Which is actually perfect transition to your presentation.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. So if you can take off, all right, let's see.
Thank you.
You're gonna unshare what you have, and then I will have to share what I have.
Comments and questions coming because we will be working on these issues. All right, so I think I'm going to stop my sharing. There you go. It's all yours.
Right. Okay. So let me see. Ooh, what do I do to share my screen?
Carol needs to give you permission, first of all.
Yeah, let's see. It says share screen. Ah.
And there's another share down at the bottom of your screen. When you share screen, you get another screen. There's another button to press.
If I want to share my screen, what I'm actually trying to get is the university, which.
So you would share screen. Okay. There you go.
Am I there yet?
Yep. Yep, you're there. We're at the library.
What are you seeing?
The library.
Are you seeing? Everybody seeing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. And now I think I can get rid of all these little things on the side here. Okay. So there's, okay, first of all, I'm Susan Pevar. I worked at Lincoln from 2000 to 2011. For 10 years, I worked in the library and I was in the special collections department and I developed a lot of digitized records of things in the archives and special collections that are now available online. And some of you may have already discovered these and used them, and I hope you have. But this is for those that maybe don't know about them. And I'm going to first show you how to get to them. The long way is to go to academics and then to libraries. And then from libraries, you go to special collections. And from special collections, you scroll down and you go to digital collections. Ta-da, if this is going to work, come on. Okay, so that's the long way. And there's an easier way, which is where you simply in the search field well, I might as well go back and show you from the home page if I can get back to the home page. Okay, so okay, now I'm seeing, how do I change my view so that I don't have all these faces over here? I guess I can just move this, right? Okay, so the easy way is just to type digital collections, oops, up in the search field. Digital collections. Let's see. Uh-oh, I think it's spelled wrong. It yielded no results because it was human error.
Yeah.
Digital. Oh, come on.
And I want you guys to know that Susan and her husband personally paid to have this collection.
Oh, some of it. Not everything.
Not everything.
No, no. A particular collection is acknowledged on the website.
Yep.
Yeah. Digital.
She got a grant from the state, what was the state humanities?
Yeah. Well, okay, so, oh, come on.
Because you still got collections spelled wrong.
Oh, it's because it's spelled wrong down here.
Down
I was
there,
in the
yeah.
wrong place. Okay.
There it is. There it is.
Now we got it.
There you go.
Okay, and this is going to take us back to where we were before, and that was basically a simple way to get there if you know how to spell. So, but I'm still having all these pictures over here. I've got to change the view so that I just want to get it there. Okay. All right, so here we are on the digital collections page. And as it says, Lincoln University's digital collection, which at one point was named History Resources Online, once when the website was being redone. It was born in 2003 when a grant from the Pennsylvania Historical and Museum Commission, the PHMC, funded the preservation, microfilming, and digitization of the student newspapers dating back to 1925. The microfilms went to the Pennsylvania Archives in Harrisburg for storage and public access, and the electronic files were made accessible online. Thanks primarily to 2 other PHMC grants, the online digital collection has grown since then and now also includes Lincoln University materials hosted on the HBCU Library Alliance's digital collection celebrating the founding of the historically Black college and university.
Susan, there's a request to expand your, oh, there it is. Okay.
There we go. Okay. Okay, so this table here basically has all links to all the different collections, and it's organized basically alphabetically. You go down the first column and then you go down the second column. I want to point out that some of the things are actually duplicated because, for example, we have Lincoln University student newspapers is listed as a topic, but then we actually have under the name of the newspaper, we have Lincoln News and we have Lincolnian. Now there are a couple of, I did all of these except for, I think it was after I had gone, I think it was Dr. Zizue Poe who did the Black Panther newspaper, I think. Somebody had that digitized and added to the collection. So that really has nothing to do with Lincoln University, but it was a digitized collection in our archives. It was digitized from newspapers that we had in the archives, the Black Panther newspaper publication. So as I mentioned in the introduction, the first thing that was done was the student newspapers. And I was really excited when that was done, and it's one of the best collections in terms of sophistication, the way you can search it. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. And the other one, so the first one was the student newspapers. The last one was what's called the Lincoln University HBCU Library Alliance collection, I think I'm going to start with that, take a quick look at that. We have a lot less time than I thought I was going to have. We have about, I guess, 20 minutes or so, but we'll see what we can do. And I can come back again if people want me to. But okay, so you click on that and this takes you to here. Okay, what is this? Unfortunately, it doesn't take you directly to Lincoln University's collection, but this is the whole HBCU Library Alliance page. And then you have to scroll down and find Lincoln University of Pennsylvania. And see, there's actually 2 Lincoln Universities. That's not us. This is us. And you click on that. And that takes you to this page. Since its founding as Ashman Institute in April 1854, the first institution in the world to provide a higher education for young men of African descent, Lincoln University of Pennsylvania, renamed in 1866 to memorialize the assassinated President Abraham Lincoln, has had a long history of excellence, producing graduates of national and international renown, including Kwame Nkrumah, Thurgood Marshall, and Langston Hughes. This collection focuses on documents from the institution's, boy, I'm seeing typos here, sorry about that, first century, including founding documents and early minute books, print publications, and photographs. So, and then here it says browse, and this will take you to, this is the whole list, and it's, as you can see, it's like 11 pages, and you'll see there's a thumbnail of each. It's, in some cases, it's just a single item. In some cases, it's kind of a collection, a multi-page thing. But the way I ended up deciding to organize it was strictly chronologically. So the first thing on there is from 1853. And it says, printed document describing the meeting of the Presbytery of Newcastle. And it's, so what you can do is you can press on the document, and there you go, there you have it. And in this case, I believe this is just a 1-page document, okay? Now I'm just showing you this. This isn't gonna be really relevant to anybody, I don't think, for the purposes of your specific research. But, oh boy. All right, how do I get back to the other page? All right. You are screen sharing. Okay. Now I'm showing the limits of my.
Exit full screen. And click on that search tab.
Okay, so how do I exit the whole, is it this?
Yeah, click on that. Yeah,
there we go. Okay,
yeah.
there we go. And I thought there was a thing to go back to the other materials, and I'm just not seeing it unless it's this.
Mm-hmm.
Try that.
Or it might be.
Yeah, that's
Close. Yes. Okay. Okay. And so in this case, I said it was 1 page, but it's actually 2 pages. Okay. Now I want to return to the, get this out of the way. Back to results. I want to go back to the list. Okay. To just give you a better idea. And I hope at your leisure, go and explore this. It's got some very cool stuff in it. It's got, okay, so this here is actually university records from way back, 1853 to 1875, handwritten in these ledger book or record books. So you'll see a whole bunch of that kind of stuff.
Wait. Is that a chapter out of Bond's book?
Is what a chapter?
This one, 1859, God Glorified. Sounds like his chapter at the end of his book, but it's a God Glorified.
Oh, God, no, he took that title. No, that was the title of a sermon.
Okay.
And Bond used that as one of his chapters.
Okay.
So there are in the collection, there are minutes of the Board of Trustees. There are minutes of the faculty.
Wow.
And So faculty minutes could be, depending on who your person is, it's possible there would be faculty minutes that would be relevant to your research. But and one thing that is in here, and we also have duplicated in another collection, is there are a number of yearbooks in here. So I'm going to get back to, because we have a lot of other things to cover. So let me get back to, whoops, went too far. Okay. So other things that would be important to look at would be alumni magazines, alumni bulletins. The original alumni magazine, and this was by the Alumni Association, that was independent of the university. It was published in Philadelphia by an alumnus named Nathan Massell, who is a doctor, and he's not on the list of alumni, but he's certainly would be an interesting one. Anybody
Actually, I'm researching him, Susan.
Yeah, cool. Okay. So unfortunately we don't have all issues of that. As I say, it wasn't a university publication, and we ended up with it because I believe it was his daughter donated, maybe after his death. I don't remember now the details. It may be actually written in the description. Well, let me see. If I click on here, let's see whether it just goes straight to, okay, so it does give some background about it. Yeah, I tended to give like introductory background about each of the collections. It was a long time ago. So that's the oldest alumni publication. And then later on, the university published alumni magazines. Now, I'm not real good about going back. How do I go back? Is it this?
Wow.
Okay. University catalogs are another very interesting source, because actually back in the day there were the students were listed in the catalog. So if you know what year your student graduated, you can look up in the catalog and find their name, but you can also find out what the courses would have been, their curriculum that they'd have studied while they were there, because it varied over the years. But the next thing, like I say, I hope you'll just go into each of these things, explore them yourselves, but I want to show you the student newspapers, because this is a wonderful resource. It was, as I say, it was the first thing that I had digitized, and it's on a server. The software is called Olive Software. And
hey, Susan, I was thinking it might be nice for you to click on that Lincoln News, Lincolnian Online, and search for Robert Johnson.
There you go.
Very good. Yeah. Okay. So there's two ways. You can do browse or you can do search. So we're going to do search. So let me see all of these words. Yeah, I tried doing Thurgood Marshall, came up with a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I come up with.
This is where I found an article. Tom McGill asked me, could I find it? It was so easy to find. I couldn't believe we didn't find it.
Yeah.
On the Freedom Rides, and many students on campus participated, and their names are all listed, and there's articles that they wrote about the time.
Yes, that was a fun thing. I looked up my name, basketball, and
Okay, so
articles.
here,
Yeah,
and
fun.
this is it, and
There it is.
as I say, this is, you know, the most sophisticated of the collections, because you can do this sorting, and
Mhm.
you can sort by relevance, or you can do it chronologically. You can have newest to the oldest, or you can have oldest to the newest.
Mhm.
And then there is something which I haven't tested. Oh boy. See here, it says add to my collection.
Mhm.
And I remember when I was there, I could do that. And I'm trying to, okay, I'm just going to add it to my collection. But then where I find the collection is another question.
Yeah, it's up top, my collection.
Yeah, see, I think it's covered by your picture right now. Is it over on the right?
So come down, come down.
No, but your picture's in the way. I'm trying to hide your, I'm trying to move your picture.
Move the
There it is, my
Right.
collection.
Right.
Yeah, so if you find an article and you think, oh, this looks good, I want to read it, or I want to save it, you save it to your collection, and then it's there for you
Mhm.
to come back to. So
Yes.
yeah, so that is way cool. So that's when you're searching. Now, another way of looking is browsing, and that's if you're looking just maybe not for a particular person, but maybe you wanted to look at a particular year.
Mhm.
Like 1968. Let's see.
Pablo's year.
Oh, and by the way, I should go back to the search.
Mhm.
In fact, let me, okay, here goes Robert Johnson. Now, this is showing the whole page. Now, when I was doing it yesterday, I actually saw where it was showing just, you had the choice of clicking on the article where the name is. But okay, so we're going to click on that. And the question is, I believe it should be, yeah, it's highlighted the part, I think. Is my memory from when we used to use it before is that there would be highlighted in yellow where the term actually showed up, and I'm not seeing that unless, oh, it is. It's linking current events. For some reason, it showed up as highlighted and then the highlight disappeared. I don't know why. But, and you can, you can zoom in on stuff and read them. And so that's the newspapers.
Yep.
Let's see. I guess I'll go back to.
How recent are the publications in that collection?
Oh, thank you for bringing that up. I totally forgot. The grant, we did this was in 2003, so they went up to 2003. And then after that, the student newspaper was putting them online themselves. But I think there may be, I forget, I think there may be a gap.
Yeah.
But I think on the page for the student newspapers, I think it shows, oh wait, no, that is not the page I was looking for. I was looking for like the cover, the introductory page. Oh, here it is. It's right here. No, that's not it either. I thought I remembered there being a link to the more current newspapers. Huh. Well, I'm going to go back to the digital collections page. Maybe it's through that, because this is different. This is different.
Susan, as you stroll through that, a question is, can you search across these different collections, or do you have to get within a particular database?
That's a good question. There may be some ability, because the PDF files, I think that I have been in Google and put in a term that pulled me into these. I have this memory. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done anything, but I mean, we don't have set up a search field, but you may be able to. I can't guarantee that for sure, but let me see. Let me go back to the newspapers. And then I want to look at, okay, so yeah, it's here where you have the ones that I had digitized, and then these are the more current ones, the Lincolnian online. And so this goes forward. I don't know if it goes forward from 2003. I think there might have been a gap.
Yes.
But
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you wanted to search across, say, newspapers, yearbooks, faculty minutes, or some other set of records. Is it
yeah,
possible?
no, I would do the newspapers separately because they have, you know, like it's set up to do it that way. With the others, that's what I want to take you into, like maybe the catalogs.
Mhm.
Okay, looking back at this again, we have Lincoln University catalogs, which is like a category of things. Now, the catalogs at different times had different names. And so the early ones were just Lincoln University catalog. And then in 1918, they started being called Lincoln University Herald, which was also the name at that time of the alumni newsletter. And then in 1936, it became the Lincoln University Bulletin. So what it was is that the catalog was actually considered like an issue of the newsletter for that year for alumni. It was like, so they had the same name. But when we put it online, we broke it up into groups. And so I think you might have to search within a group.
The spelling of catalog has also changed.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so this is like the earliest one, pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Cool.
Oh, here's another collection, by the way, that I'm not really familiar with because I didn't do this one, the Kwame Nkrumah digital collection. But if anybody's doing Nkrumah, you'd probably want to check that out. That one, I know Dr. Poe did that one. There are alumni directories, which list the names of the alumni and their addresses at the time of the publication. And then, depending on the period of history you're doing, there's Pennsylvania Colonization Society, what was called the Young Men's Colonization Society. Those go back to the very early history. When there was while there was still slavery, because Lincoln was founded during slavery, and the founders were white. They were not abolitionists. They believed in colonization. They believed that free African Americans would be better off in Africa because of the racism in this country. And they just thought they'd have a better life there. Well, they weren't necessarily right, but that was their theory. And so part of the motivation for Lincoln University was to educate free Black men to become ministers, to go to Africa and be missionaries there. So some of the documentation from way back is all about that.
Yeah, Abraham Lincoln believed in that too. So
yes,
that's
he did.
why
He
we
did.
named Lincoln University.
Yeah, yeah. So is there any particular thing that anybody would like to look at right now? Oh, yearbooks. That's a cool thing because you can find the picture of your alumnus, if you knew what year he graduated, you can find it. So let's see. What
19
Langston Hughes is what, 1920, was he 1929?
Who?
Remember?
34, you have Thurgood Marshall and you have Langston Hughes.
Oh, was he 34? I was thinking he was
34,
29. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, where are we? Class books and yearbooks. Yeah, and so they go up till, let's see, how far did they go? Up to 1980. That was as far as we got. And of course, at the library, there are more, you know, there are hard copy, everything that's on here, there is a hard copy at the library. And, but it's much easier to search, certainly, online. And now when you can't even get in the library, it's great. I mean, I had no idea when I did this. I was thinking more, when I was doing this, I was thinking more in terms of people all over the world, people far away who couldn't actually come out to the Lincoln University archives. This was a way they would be able to research. Little did I know that Lincoln students there might be a time when they wouldn't be able to be on campus. So. I did mention the online catalog. So let's just go back to the library.
Let me make a correction. Hughes graduated in 1929.
Oh, that was what I said. That was the one.
That.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there is actually a picture of him in there.
Yeah.
It seems like this material is material that every student is going to want to peruse on some level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much here, and my thing is, I just think that most people don't even know it's there, and it's
right.
It's just okay. Catalog.
Yes, Susan. That thing, the catalog of the Lincolnians are very interesting. I recommend everybody who graduated in the 60s, if you want to know, go back in time, Pablo, Robert, you can look up any of the students that you know, and their name will pop up. And
yeah, I mean, really, the newspapers is a great place for anybody to start, because
it's fun.
It's fun, and it has so much in it, and it, you know, it's a big database, and it's very searchable. So
I think, Susan, you also said that if students have difficulty negotiating this terrain, that you'd be willing to work with them.
Yeah, if anybody needs to just do, you know, need some one-on-one. I mean, you can see I'm a little rusty myself, but I'm certainly familiar with the materials, and you can certainly share my phone number, my cell phone number for texting me, and my email address, and we can set up one-on-one meetings, and that would be fine, because it looks like we're about out of time here. I can also come back for another class, but I think you have so much other stuff to cover, you probably don't need to have me come back again. But I'd like one-on-one with anybody who wants to get in touch with me. We can set something up. That'd be great.
That's very generous, and your email is on their list. We have a list.
Okay.
Yes, that's very generous.
Okay. Let me just see. Oh, who is the, all right, I'm not remembering the guy's name. He was one of the people on the list. And I'm not remembering his name. Black philosopher. That's the title of the book.
Fontaine.
William Fontaine.
Fontaine, yeah. So there is actually a book.
Right, I know the book, yes.
Yeah, and it's in the library. It's in the library because I found it in the catalog. And well, you got to spell it right. Oh, good. They autocorrect. See, there it is.
I know that. Right.
So yeah, that was the author
It's still living.
contacted me, when he was doing research on that. So, it was a great job. I got to, people would contact me about, for information about different alumni. It was mostly about alumni, and yeah.
Is Fontaine considered to be the premier or the first African-American philosopher or in that
PhD. He was the
Yeah.
first PhD.
okay, philosopher with a PhD? Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. No, he wasn't. No. You
No?
mean from Lincoln? No, he wasn't. No. But,
Who wasn't?
Fontaine. No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was at Lincoln.
No, but she said first black philosopher in America.
No, well.
What you
and
mean?
then it was clarified to receive a PhD. Okay.
Yeah. If I'm remembering right, he was the first PhD. Maybe I'm remembering wrong, but that's what I recall. University of Pennsylvania.
Right. But he wasn't the first African-American philosopher. There were many before him. Okay.
Yeah.
There were a few before him, no.
Yeah. Okay.
And then let's see, book about Wayne Urban, Horace Mann Bond. He's not on the list, is he? Horace
Yes,
Mann.
he is. Yes, he's on.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
Because Wayne Urban, this is going to do all his books that he wrote. Oh, there it is, I think.
Wow.
Black American Scholars. I'm not used to using this online I'm used to using where you put in the author's name and you do all this other stuff. Maybe maybe I should be doing advanced search. Horace Mann Bond and author.
That says that the Education for Freedom is available online.
Is it? Oh, good.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, well, that's excellent.
You can actually print it from about 10 sources. And there's an ebook.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I not? Oh, it does have results. Yeah, and that one's called Black Scholar. So it tells about, there are two different books, I guess. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and there's another one. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the first thing to do is really to look up your person, and you may find out that there are books written.
Wow.
And you definitely want to get their pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, of course, I know everybody will start out with Google. I mean,
right. Exactly.
But if you want an actual book, look on the Lincoln catalog, because chances are they'll have something, if there is something.
I think maybe what we can recommend that students do at this point is do the literature search, so that they are among those who after 4 or 5 in March, they will be able to access this firsthand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's always a good first step. Yeah. Anyway, so that's.
Thank you very much, Susan. Does anybody else have a last minute question for Susan Pevar?
No, but I will be in touch.
I say thank you.
Yes,
good job. Great job, Susan.
Thank you.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Everybody have a good weekend, a safe weekend. I will email the syllabus and with the understanding that it's an ongoing process.
And I'd just like to make one acknowledgement. This is a picture for Bill and the track star from Lincoln. I don't know if she's on yet.
Nazira.
Mm-hmm.
Is she on?
No.
Okay. But anyway, Bill mentioned his glory days as a track field star, and we have a current person from Lincoln who's making her mark. But this is from the 1968 Olympics.
Oh, my.
where they raise their fist
Oh, wow.
as a way of protesting inequities in the United States.
Mm.
But this is at the National Museum of African American History
Wow.
and Culture
Yes, right.
in DC.
Mhm.
I was just
Yes,
giving tribute to them, but
Yeah.
that's for you, Bill.
Yeah, well, I was there already, and I took a picture with myself next to Los. We called him Los, and I'm Rabbit because I ran hurdles. I'm Rabbit. He was Los, Carlos. And let me just say, I used to get so angry with him because I'd be warming up and getting all prepared. He'd be sitting in the stands with his hat on and his black socks, just chucking it up with his leather coat. First call for the 220, he'd laugh a little bit, and I'd look at him. And second call, he took off his leather coat. And then final call, he decided, okay, I'll go there. Didn't even warm up and smoked everybody in the 220. He just was that good. He's just crazy. And if he didn't do certain things, he would have been better. I'm gonna leave that alone. But
Okay.
because I was only with about 9.7 speed for the 100, I said I can't beat Bobby Beeman. He runs 9.3 in Benjamin Franklin High. So I said, well, if I put some sticks, as we call them, in front of me, I said I'll have a fighting chance, and I did. So, you know, I used to be a bad man, but hey, I'm humble. I'm just a Bill. Thank you, my brother.
Well, I wish the student could be here so she can recognize, that period and
Yes.
understand it.
Yes.
I
She
love
made
the
some
way you
comments
put
about it.
yourself in there, Rob. That's you, right? Put
Yeah,
yourself
I
in
was
there. I
able
love
to,
it.
but look at the hat. Look at the hat.
What's
Right. These are-
This is the kind of hat that John used to wear too. John Carlos. We used to hang out.
okay?
No, it's a Lincoln hat.
Oh, is it? Okay, I can't
Yeah,
see.
I was representing.
Okay,
I was
good.
going to the museum. That was in 2016 when it first opened.
Uh-huh.
And
John
so
Carlos.
I was representing Lincoln at that historical moment. We were there, my wife and I, with the initial opening and so forth.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Well, John was on TV last night. John Carlos was on TV.
Yeah.
Briefly.
Wow.
And yeah, juxtaposed with the basketball star, the I forget her name, the one of the premier women basketball players, looking at inequality today, especially with athletes and so on. But I can go on and on. Don't get me started. Brother Murphy.
All right.
Okay,
Well, we'll talk about it another time. Tell us.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you very much for a great presentation, Sister Pevar. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, see you guys Monday.
Bye now.
Yep.
See you Monday.